The snow had started falling harder just as the streetlights flickered on, turning the quiet bus terminal into a glowing tunnel of white. If you've ever wondered how one small choice can change several lives forever, stay with me until the end, because what happened next will remind you why kindness still matters. And if stories like this touch your heart, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because you're part of a community that believes compassion can still shock the world. Ethan Parker tightened his grip on his daughter Lily's mittened hand as they hurried across the icy pavement. Lily was 6, small for her age, with curious eyes that missed nothing. Christmas Eve was supposed to be magical, but for Ethan it was complicated. He was a single dad, still learning how to balance bedtime stories with overdue bills, school lunches with overtime shifts. That night, he'd promised Lily they would visit her mother's grave before heading home to bake cookies for Santa. It wasn't much, but it was their tradition now, stitched together from grief and love. They cut through the bus terminal to escape the wind, and that's when Ethan noticed them. An elderly couple sat on a metal bench near the far wall, their coats thin, their hands folded tightly together as if letting go would mean disappearing. A single plastic bag rested at their feet. No luggage. No one waiting for them. Just the sound of departing buses and the echo of laughter from families heading home. Lily slowed down. "Daddy," she whispered, tugging his sleeve. "Why are they still here?" Ethan followed her gaze. He didn't answer right away, because the truth pressed on his chest. He'd seen that look before, back when his own parents had passed and friends slowly stopped calling. It was the look of being forgotten. "Maybe they're waiting for someone," he said gently, though he wasn't sure he believed it. As they passed, the elderly woman looked up. Her smile was polite but tired, the kind people wear when they don't want to be a burden. The man beside her nodded at Ethan, eyes clear and dignified despite the tremor in his hands. They reached the exit, but Lily stopped again. "Daddy," she said, louder now. "It's Christmas Eve. Santa wouldn't leave anyone alone." Ethan closed his eyes for a moment. He thought of the casserole waiting at home, the cookies they still had to bake, the early shift he had the next morning. He thought of how thin his wallet felt in his back pocket. Then he thought of Lily's words. He turned around. "Excuse me," he said, approaching the couple. "I'm Ethan. Are you waiting for someone?" The man hesitated, then sighed. "We were," he said softly. "Our son. He said he'd come back after parking the car." The woman's hand tightened around his. "It's been 3 hours," she added, her voice barely audible over the hum of the terminal. Ethan didn't ask the question that hung in the air. He didn't need to. "Do you have somewhere warm to go tonight?" he asked instead. The man shook his head. "The last bus to our town left an hour ago." Lily stepped forward before Ethan could stop her. "You can come with us," she said simply. "We have cookies." The couple exchanged a look that broke Ethan's heart. Hope, fragile and frightened, flickered between them. Ethan swallowed. "We don't have much," he admitted. "But we have a small apartment, and it's warm. You're welcome to stay for the night." The woman's eyes filled with tears. "We couldn't," she said. "We don't want to trouble you." "You wouldn't be," Ethan replied, surprising himself with how sure he sounded. "Not on Christmas Eve." They agreed, reluctantly at first, as if afraid the offer might vanish if they accepted too quickly. The man introduced himself as Harold, the woman as Margaret. As they walked to Ethan's car, Lily chattered happily, telling them about her school play and how Santa liked chocolate chip cookies best. The drive was quiet, snow crunching beneath the tires, but it wasn't uncomfortable. It felt like something settling into place. Ethan's apartment was small, the kind of place where the heater rattled and the paint peeled near the windows. But it was clean, and when Lily flipped on the Christmas lights taped along the wall, the room glowed. Margaret pressed her hand to her mouth. "It's beautiful," she whispered, as if she hadn't seen a Christmas light in years. They baked cookies together, flour dusting the counter, Lily laughing as Harold pretended to steal dough when Margaret wasn't looking. Ethan watched from the sink, something warm spreading through his chest. For the first time since his wife's passing, the apartment didn't feel empty. Later, as Lily fell asleep on the couch between Margaret and Harold, Ethan brought out extra blankets. "You can take my bed," he said. "I'll sleep on the couch." Harold shook his head firmly. "You've done more than enough. We'll be fine here." When the apartment finally grew quiet, Margaret sat beside Ethan, her hands folded neatly in her lap. Our son wasn't always like this, she said, staring at the twinkling lights. Life changed him. Or maybe we did.